Okay, please work. Alright. Well, shit. I didn't Dude, I'm so unprepared for, like, all of this. Hold on. Hold the fucking phone. Hold on. Hold on. What's the emote thingy? I didn't even send this message. Pin. Manually unpin. Wonderful. Now we can close this shit. What's the emote? Wait, hold on. I hope you can hear me. I didn't even send this message. Pin. Manually. Okay, we're chilling. I should have fucking used 2 monitors for this shit. I'm not gonna lie, but it's okay. Oh, jeez. This is scuffed as fuck. More scuffed streams from me. Oh, that changes the bullshit. Okay. I'm just gonna assume that it doesn't fucking matter that, like... Yeah, this is about the chart anyway. Should I... Fucking... Sure, dude. Okay. If this ends up being a failure, I'm not doing this again. I'm so deadass. Let me put on some music, and then I'll, I won't put it on, like, super loudly, but, like, why wouldn't I listen to music? I'm just talking to my fucking self, so... What playlist do I put on? Dude. Do I just shuffle my likes? Yeah, this is not that serious. Hell no. Let's go. Okay. Sorry if I get ridiculous. Fuck. What was I doing? Oh yeah, so this is a matchup chart, a Bayo matchup chart. Let's start with that. Is it still fine if I move it like this? Yeah, it is. Okay, so this is, tier 1. It's Bayo, bitch, if you still in doubt. Now, first of all, I'm doing this for 2 people. I'm doing this for Weasel, Bayo, Weasel, and I'm doing this for Dio. Or, I guess right now, it's like the Great Gatsby or something. Shout out y'all. They didn't even really ask me to do this, but sometimes I get questioned about Bayo opinions and shit, and I was like, let me just do this. And here we are a couple weeks later, me doing it. I already sent them the full matchup chart. I've already made it, actually. So I'm gonna pull that up, and, like, obviously, I'm, like, just remaking it for the stream, etc. I wish there probably is a way. I wish there was a way that I could put the current song I'm listening to. Actually, there absolutely is. Hold on. Actually, I'm not gonna do that shit. It's too much work. Change, say my name, say my name. I know I sent it to Aaron on here. What order do I want to do this in, either? Also, things might get slightly changed, I guess, if I, like, have different opinions or whatever. How many tiers are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And, okay, and then there's the, yeah, so 1, 2, 3, 4, that's D, E. I need to add 2 more. 1, 2, A, B, C, D, E. Yeah, I need to add 2 more. Okay, so we're actually gonna start down here, and what did I call this one? Okay. on fucking hell. Honestly, I don't know. Or at least I don't know enough about... Holy shit. I don't know enough to actually rank these oh my god, characters. Alright, that's where we're starting, because, like, there's really not much to say, otherwise, you know, they'd be fucking ranked. So, that's about it. one. And this is in obviously no fucking particular order. Like, obviously. We're gonna start where you at. Yeah. This character. Honestly, if I had to, like, guess, and keep in mind, I'm not, like, a fucking top player, right? And I'll talk more about this when we get to Sonic, but, like, my experiences with certain matchups I know are just like completely different than like what will happen at top level. So with that in mind, I will be taking both into consideration. Also, I'm gonna be so mad if I have to redo all of this or just scrap it. So I'm just gonna fucking triple check the audio is like tolerable for the recording or the stream or whatever the fuck. Oh, well I guess it will go into my ears. If what am I doing, dude? I didn't even have to take this off. Hold on. Testing. Alright, we sound fine. Yeah. So, yeah, Kazuya, like, literally, I would assume if we know what we're doing, the Bayo wins. Hold on, we didn't put Bayo up here. I would assume we win. Like, thinking about it is just kind of like, okay, like, you know, like the mobility and like, I really don't think that it like the you have to like even like play perfect or like anything like that. I would imagine that like, but again, I don't know. The thing that I think about Kazuya and I'm just like, what the fuck is going on here? Like in like most matchups, like it feels like kind of like a coin flip where like maybe one character is favored, but like who knows what the fuck is going on? Like it's all so ridiculous that I don't really have an opinion on it at all. Even though I probably do have a lot to say about this matchup. I think like the mobility and like how Bayo can plank and jump really high, you know, and then like there's certain options like where she's low to the ground that are really useful in general, just like crouching and like there's a lot of instances where heel slide is actually pretty good. But I don't know because I don't even know what I think about Kazuya. So yeah, like I don't know, like don't take my I'm gonna try not to talk about the characters in this tier like that much because like literally like what don't know, couldn't tell you. Okay, this one I'm surprised that I'm putting here, but like I think I can elaborate why. I don't like for a while I had just assumed that Bayo wins, and I'm kind of leaning more towards that still. But I think Min Min might be better overall than I had assumed in terms of like being able to deal with things that Min Min would struggle with. I don't know if it's as bad for the Min Min player as like I thought before in certain matchups, like Sheik, Pikachu, Puff, like allegedly Dog do good, and like Bayo has a lot of good strengths in the matchup as well. But I just don't know enough about Min Min or playing against Min Min to be able to like confidently say anything of the sort, like literally at all. Hold on. Even though like I would assume because like tether recoveries that are not like the best, like we eat up and like we have a high jump anyway, so like I don't really think it could be the worst thing. If anything, like even at worst, or probably maybe we win, but I really just don't know. Okay, this next one is one that I probably have a hot take on, and well I don't even know, right? But a lot of Bayo players be really struggling, or not struggling, but I see Bayo players say this matchup is kind of ass. And I definitely can understand why they would say that. And when I have played it, I'm just like, oh yeah, this is fucking like yikes. But it doesn't feel losing to me, given all of that. But I understand why it might be. I would honestly lean more towards like even or winning for us. But I don't know. Like Lucario is not relevant enough for me to like have a developed, informed opinion on it anyway. Okay, we got a triple threat here with like for all different reasons. I am bad at the Mii Brawler matchup with Bayonetta. I'm bad versus Mii Brawler in general. So that I'm already like at a handicap where I don't really have as much of an opinion because I know I don't know what I'm talking about. But like so for a while I didn't like it at all. And then I was kind of like, okay, like I get why certain things work and don't. But now, especially now that I don't be playing like that, I just don't know or care. And I think Me Brawler is good, but not like top tier or like literally what? Like I don't know or care, so we're moving on from that. The next one is obviously this hoe. This is my least favorite character to play against in the game, and I would just like if I had to say something, I guess we win. I don't fucking know. I don't know. Who cares? I really don't think about Mii's that much, in all honesty. Sorry to me players. I don't think about y'all like that. It's been a really, really messed up week. 7 days of torture, 7 days of bitter, and my girlfriend went cheating on me. Okay, we're gonna move on. I would sing this whole song if I could. Oh yeah, me sword. It's kind of same thing as me gunner, except I know less about the matchup. Again, I assume we win. Don't know much about me sword. Maybe he has some shit. Don't really care. Doesn't matter to me. The last four, well, okay, this one is weird. Where is it? Where the fuck? It's alphabetical, but I still am just lost. Ices, I don't know. Because I don't think Ices are, like, a good character by any means. And I know Bayo can, like, camp them in certain instances where, it's, like, especially when it's just Sopo or, like, just in general, we have, like, you know, but I don't... It doesn't feel favorable when I play it. It feels like if I make one even like minor mistake, I'm kind of just blown up, and I don't think ICs are good or even necessarily good versus Bayo. I just think I'm very bad at it and don't care. So yeah, don't take my word for that. What's next? Okay, this one I probably have more of an opinion on than the rest of these, but I just still don't know. Incineroar, like, I really just, like... First of all... I don't know, because, again, I don't even want to just assume that, like, maybe we win. Because I don't think Incineroar is, like, good necessarily, but, like, for the reasons why other characters are scary even though we win, I feel like I feel like Incineroar is infinitely more scary in those ways, but, like, not as, like, oh, we definitely win. But, like, on paper we should. But, like, Incineroar is scary as fuck, but I don't... Sometimes I would really struggle in this matchup, and other times, like, I was like, oh, okay, like, I get it. And that would switch a lot. But, like, this is a scary as fuck character that it's just so polarizing sometimes that I would imagine on a higher level the Bayer player would probably win more often, but I don't know. And it's scary to me, even though sometimes I feel like I'm good at it. The next one I talked about on my stream yesterday. This. So I would just say, like, pretty confidently that Bayo would win, if not even, but I would assume Bayo would win. But Sora's not bad either, and I think Sora has, like, potential in ways that, like, I can see Sora being, like, even better. So I don't really, like, know about Sora itself. And also, out of all the floaties in the fucking game, I, for the life of me, could not figure out why I can't do extended combos on Sora as consistently. I know it's because of the hurtbox and the floatiesness and the stats and the hurtbox shifting, blah, 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 but I've never been able to figure out what to fucking do about it. And I don't want to just think that, like, oh, I can't combo this character, like, because I don't think that's true either. So recently, I was like, okay, maybe the combo routes are just, like, they still work, but just earlier. Like, for example, like, rage combos at 30 that I'd be hitting on some characters, maybe they work at, like, 10 or 20 versus Sora. I don't really know. But, and then also, like in terms of, like, a matchup and not just the combos, it's fine. But, like, Sora can hit hard sometimes, and sometimes grounded characters, like, even though Sora's very floaty, Sora can play pretty grounded versus Bayo, and that can give her trouble sometimes. So with all of this in mind, I don't have an opinion. And lastly, I'm so ashamed to put her here, but I don't know shit about Bayo Rosa. I play Aaron I used to play Aaron so much, and, you know, a lot of times we did play Bayo Rosa, and Aaron plays Bayo, and Aaron plays Rosa, and I play Bayo, and I've played versus Aaron's Rosa for fucking 8 years or something, I don't fucking know, but, I know I don't know shit about that, so, and I should. And I know more than the average person, I would assume, but still don't feel like I know what's really going on there. So that's the bottom tier, because, like, you know, yeah. Oh my god, Discord just like went to the fucking most recent messages, and I have to scroll all the way back up to when I. Okay, I'm just gonna screenshot it or like save it and then go to my photos because that's a better idea. Save. Save. Shit. Save. Okay. So now we're gonna start at the winning matchups, obviously. Again, no particular order. What did I name this? Oh, also I put a apostrophe here in the actual matchup chart. Yeah, if you yeah there. So this one is called Yeah We Win. Don't worry. Like I'm not tripping about any of these. And if you don't know these matchups and you play Bayo, you can learn them. At least I would think so. And like then you'll win. Like I don't know. I know they're on E, but I don't give a F though. Bad attitude, but my is the best though. Anyway, where am I? Oh yeah, Little Mac. Where you at, Little Mac? Yeah, this is very like self-explanatory. I feel like I shouldn't even say much about this. If the Mac is patient, right? Like I've been had sets where I've lost this matchup. The most like egregious example shouldn't surprise anyone. It's Mr. Newport. But I didn't even get like well he 3-0'd me, but it wasn't 3-0 in completely in Bayo. I think I played Ness, Peach, and Bayo. I think I got 3-0 to three of my characters. And that's because he's really patient. And you know, good Mac players have to be patient. But if you can match that patience, which I was not able to do at the time, it's free. I don't know. The edge guarding, there's not even much of an edge guarding. Like you can so obviously edge guard them for free, but also just like down smash is so easy to hit, and the up B doesn't snap, and like it just and then bats like fucks with like the few confirms that Mac can do sometimes. Like I don't know, just fucking win. It's just not that crazy. This is like another obvious one. Like fucking duh. Like I think it was like I don't know if it was Dio that came up with this, or me or Aaron, or at one point maybe all of us started saying it, or maybe I don't fucking know. But the joke is, and it's not really even a joke. Well, it is a joke, but it was like, oh yeah, DDD is Bayo's like winning matchup, like the one matchup that we definitely win. Obviously, I don't think like that anymore. This is when we all thought Bayo was terrible, and I think I'm still the most optimistic by far about Bayo than all of them. But no, like this is like Gordo is shit. You know, this bitch can get comboed as fuck. It doesn't even matter that we can't kill him a lot because like he'll just fucking die like eventually anyway. It really is just I'm so unbothered. Bowser. Sometimes I would struggle with this in the past, but now I don't, and now I get it. You know, like it's just that's just it. Like as long as you're playing around the options that you know that Bowser has, right? Like, because like if you're playing around up B out of shield and you're playing around like all this shit, that's like, because like Bowser's really good at certain things, and if you're not good at defending or like countering those things, you will get run over. But Bayo has all the tools and more to deal with all of that, and if you are like playing against Bowser and you're a Bayo player, just look at the Bowser. That's really about it. And just like play the matchup. I don't know. This tier is gonna be very like quick because I don't care about this that much. This tier. Yeah, Ganon. I don't know. Like, hold on. 28 months later. Again, not much to say. I lost to Krupp in this matchup like 1 or 2 times last year, but like that shouldn't surprise anyone either, obviously. And it's Ganon. He's slow, and Bayo like can go anywhere and do anything and has better frame data and has like literally just who gives a fuck. Zelda is very like I don't understand how anyone struggles with Zelda. I think Zelda is so omega ass. And I say this for a lot of characters versus Zelda. If there's any position where there's set play being set up by Knight or by like certain Zelda moves, you can just fully disengage most of the time. And that's fine. Like Zelda is not really gonna frame trap or set play you like some people get hit by if you just like are disengaging earlier or just like I don't know. Like I don't like if you're playing safe, it is all incredibly reactable, and you don't even have to like commit to like ooh, I don't like know if I should like. You can kind of just like look at the screen and react, and if you know what to do, you can just react. And if you're ever in doubt, disengage and reset neutral, and you should be fine. I don't know. I like nothing really goes on, and I am very good for Zelda in general. So terrible character, not much going on there. Another not shocking one, Ridley. Like I don't know, same thing as like Ganon, but obviously Ridley is like better. Where it's just like this bitch is big and we'll get comboed and we can edge guard them. Like I'm not talking about Ridley. Like who gives a shit? This one I think it's interesting because actually I'm pretty sure was it at Genesis? I think Base actually beat Lima recently or something. I think. Or it was like game 5 or something. I don't really know. I think Bayo wins very hard. Um, like there's like cheese that Puff has. Like Drill Rest is pretty good on Bayo, and also like sometimes Puff can rest out of combos and kill Bayo at 10%. But besides that, I don't know. Just ABK. Just never heal slide unless you have like a guaranteed trap on a landing. Just ABK, just like hit their shield, just play safe. Puff is too slow, even though like she can fly everywhere in the air. Puff is too slow anywhere to do anything about like how quick ABK is of a move, and like we have out of shield options. We like you don't need to edge guard this character, and then if you get a witch time, like you can kind of just use witch time if you're at a low percent, and if you're not gonna like die to a back air, who cares if you get hit? And then if you witch time a Puff at 70 and they die, it's like, well, wonderful. I don't know. It seems to me pretty simple. Yeah, I don't know. This is like so like this is like another Ridley thing. Like, just fucking hit him. I'm not gonna talk about it. Same with K. Rool, but this is a little harder than DK and Ridley, I think. But still, I think we win. I think like the armor can be a little annoying sometimes. It's not as easy to edgeguard this character as it is most of the other ones, even though you would think it would be. But at that point, like we can kind of just keep hitting them and like not get hit and just play it over and over and over until they die. So I'm just not worried about this character. And the option, it's kind of like a Zelda thing where it's like a lot of times you can just disengage and it's just really not that big a deal. Um, damn, this section's kind of full here. This one, I'm very passionate about. This next one, this is like like one of Bayo's best matchups. I think this is so bad for Richter. Like literally, you don't get ledge trapped. You will not die to the ledge traps. You can edge guard the absolute fuck out of this character, and then their projectiles are so like shit. Like you can just witch time the side B on its return, and like the neutral B is not hard to get around. And then like you can just SDI if you ever do get hit by the down B, and like if you know how to play on ledge versus Richter, like if you know the Richter matchup, you're probably usually not gonna get ledge trapped and die to a Holy Water F smash. It's just not gonna happen if you know what you're doing. Like the Richter would actually have to really outplay you to win. And the edge guarding is so free. This is like literally my favorite matchup to just edge guard a character over and over and over again and just win every stock just by edge guarding them. This character is dog shit, and I will not take any opposite opinions. Like, what is there to say? They're another slow character. Their projectiles are kind of ass versus Bayo. Like, they work in some instances, but, like, you know, and then they get comboed okay. Like, they're an average, like, character to just combo. You can duck under most of their shit. They're slow as fuck. Slow characters that don't have like Omega Cheese or just like something polarizing that works for his Bayo will pretty consistently get run over, unless they're like, you know, fucking Steve or something, where it's just like, oh yeah, like I get it. So yeah. Kirby is next. Yeah, not much to say here. Another like impressive character that is just slow. Easier to combo him for some reason than you would think, despite being so small. Don't know. Again, just tilt a lot. This is another character that you shouldn't really be heal sliding versus usually. But like you can kind of just down tilt and like shield and up B out of shield and then juggle them forever. It's really just not that hard. This matchup is easy too. I'd be losing it on occasion, definitely. But you don't really have to play the Wii Fits game, and even if you do have to at some points, it's not that hard to not get hit by certain things. I honestly don't really have much to say about this, even though I've played it a lot. I just think, like, the edge guard, like, there's, like, it's just Bayo. It's just, like, edge guarding. The projectiles aren't that good. Like, if you get, like, cheesed by a deep breathing some bullshit, or, like, you know, outplayed, then yeah, but, like, that's not going to happen consistently if you're the better player, or even if you're at a similar skill level. Like, Bayo should be winning this, I would think. Last one is Doc. Who gives a shit about Doc, dude? He's, like, this is another almost, like, you just edge guard him, or just wait. It's like Mario, but, you know, I'm not really scared of combos. And, like, dying earlier than you would versus Mario does not really scare me when it comes to this character. So, that's about that. So that's that tier. This next tier is called Winning. Should be easy, but not an auto victory. This makes, like, and starting in this tier, and, like, is, like, when I can understand when even Bayo, like, good Bayo players might lose some of these matchups if they're not as familiar. Like, literally starting with this tier, it's kind of like, yeah, if you don't really know what you're doing, someone good of this character can kind of just, like, run you over. Sometimes. Like, there's a lot, obviously. First I have Meta Knight here. Meta Knight is not as easy to combo as I would think before, but it doesn't matter because Bats helps a lot, and, like, we can both kind of edge guard, and I would honestly say Bayo or Meta Knight can kind of kill more off edge guards than obviously Bayo would, but the neutral is just so weak on Meta Knight's part that it's like I'm not even afraid to lose neutral to Meta Knight. You know, and then I can kind of just sit and shield the later percents, and, like, what's he gonna do about it except grab me? Like, then what? You know, like, I don't know. I'm just not really phased by Meta Knight. Obviously, Meta Knight got some shit, but we got Dark Pit, we got Pit, Son of Aphrodite. We're gonna skip this song. Oh hell yeah. I don't know, just, like, an average character that, like, hits okay, but, like, doesn't get as much damage on hit as Bayo. I would honestly say Pit has, like, a similar kill power to, like, Bayo, but in a different way. Where it's like, I'm not really scared of dying to Pit, unless, like, there's, like, one or two good kill moves, and the rest of them are kind of just, like, you kind of gotta make a mistake to get hit by a smash attack like that, or something else. Like, it's a very fair character, but Bayo is above average in so many areas where I don't think it's that big of an issue at all. Hold on. Yeah. Next is I'll just put them together, because they are next to each other. This is, like, a much slower. It can be a lot slower, but it's also like when you get in, this character is, like, not even necessarily as floaty in terms of, like, comboing or whatever, but they be getting juggled, these characters, and it can be kind of hard for them to land. I don't really know which one I think does better versus Bayo, if I'm being honest. I don't really know. I don't think it matters either. A lot of stuff is very easily witch timeable, especially on, like, Villager's End. Like, sometimes, like, you can't really just, like, put a Lloyd out all the time. It just doesn't work like that for Villager. It's just, like, sometimes you can do it and then apply pressure to not have the Lloyd witch timed, but like, it's not, you can't just throw it out like you can versus other characters. And Isabel is much more patient, I feel like you have to play than versus Villager, but also, like, it's a lot of the same thing where I feel like the hitboxes are just better, the kill power is fine on my end, and as long as we're patient and wait for our moment and you're not getting red and outplayed, then, like, it's fine. Tyler, come on, hold on, tell me if you're ready, come on. Alright, Greninja. Yeah. Greninja is a very, like, I'm not scared. Well, there's a couple obvious reasons, like Bats, right? Like, if you're just preemptively holding away, like, most of the combos and shit, like, I just be batsing them. And even if like they miss completely and I directional air dodge, then usually you just get hit by another dash attacker, like, and then you take another 5%, and then either you bats it or you don't. But that doesn't even like keep happening over and over and over again. It's kind of just like eventually you're just gonna bats or get out of something, and like you don't really get hit by like dash attack fair or whatever, or like these like pseudo scenarios because bats help so much versus Greninja, and like he's grounded a lot, but again, don't heal slide, but kind of just like up be out of shield or wait for a hit and play patient, and eventually you'll just win. And then all of his good shit is like batsable a lot more than it should be, to be honest. It's the motherfucking queen. How long have I been going? 30 minutes? We gotta speed this shit up. There's too many goddamn characters in this game. Junior. I'm honestly shocked I didn't put Junior in a tier higher. I think Junior's dog shit, if I'm being honest. But yeah, like, this character is not as easy to edgeguard, but you still edgeguard him, pretty hard. And I don't think you should be heal sliding versus this character usually. I talk about heal slide a lot because I'm a fucking heal slider. Let it be known, even though it already is known. But you can kind of just wait. Like, I wouldn't even heal slide or which time the junior side be, but like a lot of the times, if you're just jumping around without pressing any buttons, you'll get a hit eventually, and it's so much harder for junior to get that hit on you, and you can just fuck him up after you get that hit. So that's about it. Hold on, I gotta. Hey yo, throw that back. Got every X mad, then they big bitter diamond on the chain blinging off my tits. Samus is so easy. I literally love fighting Samus with Bayo. I'm so unfazed by this matchup. Like the floatiness is so like bad for Samus. Like I can literally just ABK on reaction so many things, and then if they try to stall with down B, it like honestly a lot of the times will just make it easier for me to hit them. The ledge trap is still good, like it's not bad, but like Bayo has way more options than most characters to get around ledge trapping situations like that. And I don't know, this shit is witch timeable sometimes, like on reaction. It's easy to combo. I'm not really concerned about killing this character either. Their strengths don't really work on Bayo. This character might go a bit higher if they they might go in the first tier if they weren't so broken, like in certain ways. Hero. Yeah, I don't know. Like it's kind of just like another jump around and not press buttons and wait, and then you'll win eventually. It's not really yeah, like because like if you're playing at a range and just reading the menu and just jumping around, they're not gonna hit you. Like obviously you got to commit at some point, especially if you're losing, but you can play at safe distances pretty consistently and not have to worry about getting hit. So mix Moscato and vodka, I'ma mix it. Roll that spaceship, we about to get lifted. This what you came for. ZSS, I have usually thought this matchup was about here, and I think I'm still right. ZSS doesn't get enough on hit, and kind of has to either read Bayo to, like, kill, or just, like... It's just hard. And, like, ZSS don't really got cheese like that at all. And Bayo does, and then ZSS is actually kind of edgeguardable despite the fact that she can like fly and do all this bullshit. And she's not as hard to combo in my experience as you would think, to be honest, despite being kind of skinny. So, yeah, I'm not scared of ZSS at all. Mewtwo, this shouldn't surprise anyone. I don't put Mewtwo in the top, the easy win tier, because like in reality, it doesn't seem as easy as I feel like it should be, but it's still kind of easy. And like Mewtwo is still large, and like it's easy to just like pseudo frame trap and smash attack him sometimes, and like comboing him is easy, and he's light. All the other reasons that a lot of characters fuck up Mewtwo. I'm not really worried. This character is balls as well. Not much to say here. Just witch twist and fucking ABK and you'll win, and then just counter the recovery or just fucking edgeguard it. Not even gonna spend much time on that. Where's Captain Falcon? was kind of unsure about this for a while because I think Falcon is good, but I don't know. I feel like I'm just not patient enough versus fast characters as I should be. I feel like slow like projectile characters I'm really good at being patient versus. But I think what I struggle with Falcon is like playing that same patience but like with the character with like very like insane speed, which is where I think I was struggling. Um because like Falcon can hits fucking hard obviously. And um you don't want to be getting hit by Falcon. And it's not even that it's like easy to not get hit. Like sometimes you will just kind of get hit by Falcon, but this doesn't feel as free as you might like someone might think. And also like it's kind of scary, especially like if it gets to last hit, I'm kind of like, oh geez, like, this is one of those matchups where it's like I don't want to be in that scenario, but it'll happen. This might be in the easy to easier tier, but I'm kind of bad versus Banjo for how bad this character is. And I don't really know anything about it. It's just kind of easy, but kind of annoying, and that's about it. Who cares? I don't think about Banjo enough. Chrom is like, honestly, I would imagine some other Bayo players think we beat Chrom more. Maybe. Um, but Chrom isn't like bad. I don't think Chrom is like the worst thing ever, but obviously the recovery is so omega dog shit, and I don't know. It doesn't feel as bad. Like if you kind of know how to play neutral versus Roy and Chrom in general, it's kind of even. And then we have the whole shit of like, oh, if we throw them off stage and we know what they're doing, like it's kind of over for them. And I think no, I didn't. But I think Chrom can win. I just wouldn't recommend anybody ever play Chrom at all, and especially not versus Bayo. Um, yeah, here we go. This is weird. Did I miss someone? Hold on. Meta Knight, Dark Pit, Villager, Isabel, Greninja Jr., Samus, Hero, ZSS, Mewtwo, Ike, Falcon, Banjo, Chrom. How come there's another slot? Okay, that's weird. Anyway, yeah, Toon Link, like, just fuck Toon. Like, it's easy. It's not that hard. I'm sorry. It just isn't. Like, it's really just not that hard. Um, Byleth is too slow, as you know, and like sometimes it sucks to get hit by Byleth, but that's not a Bayo specific problem. It's just not. And I feel like you don't really edge guard this character as you do other tethered characters as well, but it doesn't feel that bad. And I feel like if you're just a good Bayo player with like switching up your options, you'll win. And lastly, in this like winning tier, we have Link. And I'm shit. I'm dog shit versus Link. I'll say that right now. Where the fuck is Link? Dude. Hello, Link? Hello, Link. I'm bad versus Link. I don't care about Link. We're not talking about Link. Like, who gives a shit? If I'm being honest. So that was, like, the first two tiers. This one is, I think, this next one's the biggest one by far. Slight win. These characters can have hands sometimes, but excuse me, still Bayo favored. Title says it all, First I have Roy, which took me like a while to come to this conclusion, because I have struggled with Roy at multiple times in playing Smash Ultimate, but I get it now, at least more than I ever have. I don't think I'm like particularly good at this matchup, but like hearing other Bayo players talk about this matchup, it makes sense to me, and I don't disagree with them. So I don't even want to talk about this character, but just listen to another Bayo player talk about Roy, and they'll tell you, and it'll make more sense than I could probably elaborate. Ness is like, again, ass, and the thing is, right, sometimes I'd struggle with Ness with Bayo, because I'd be like, high as fuck, and like, but you can't be high as fuck playing versus Ness because you have to have reactions. Fortunately, if you have reaction time and you're playing Bayo versus Ness, it's kind of easy, and it's easy to edgeguard him. Comboing is not that big of a problem, and Ness isn't fast anyway, and like ABK is good, and you can kind of just like get away with things and land with a little lag, and he can't punish you for it. It's not that hard. Even though like Ness isn't like super struggling, but I don't think it's even. Lucina, kind of like, because like Lucina's a little faster, but I don't like. It's like kind of the Lucina thing. Like she don't got anything crazy, and Bayo kind of does, and like Bayo can kind of has strength similarly to Lucina and more. So I feel like Bayo just slightly outclasses Lucina. And I'm gonna by extension put Marth there because Marth is there as well, and I don't really care about Marth anyway. Palu, yeah, like I think this is. I wonder why certain Bayo players struggle with this matchup. I really do. I feel like as a Palu player, it's very hard to hit Bayo a lot of the times with certain moves that like a Palu player wants to be using. And then once you're forced to use those other moves, like maybe the counterplay is like the whole match becomes a little slower. But I feel like even then the Bayo is still favored. At a lower level, you can kind of just heal slide, and like Palu players will not know how to punish heal slide. Obviously, like shit Palu players, but like if the Palu player knows how to punish heal slide, you can kind of still go for it sometimes. Like at a low percent, like sometimes you're just gonna eat a dare at a shield from Palu, and then like so what, sometimes obviously it's way riskier, but I'm not afraid to throw out some heal slides versus Palu. She's also susceptible to like, hitting, like doing things with my forward air on shield and witch twist shit. Like it's just very like. And not to say Palu doesn't have shit, because again, it's only a slight win, but I think Bayo is definitely like slightly outclassing her in that. Okay, we're gonna run this whole song, even though I only listen to the end of it usually. I think this matchup might be it feels kind of hard sometimes, but I just don't think this character is like that. So, I think Inkling has an infinitely harder time killing any character than Bayo does typically. So, like. I don't know. Like, it doesn't even feel scary at most instances in the match. Like, yeah, I could just get rollered at 60 or 70, but will that happen if I'm playing well? Probably not. Not much to say, if I'm being honest. I don't believe people that say... First of all, I have a lot to say about this character, because how do people think Sheik is, like, insanely good and also, at the same time, don't think Bayo is that good? Because I don't really have as strong an opinion on Sheik herself, but I don't understand how people look at Sheik's strengths, and think those things about Sheik, and don't think similar things about Bayo's strengths. Doesn't make sense to me. Obviously, like, they're different types of characters, but the things they struggle with are pretty similar sometimes. But I think Bayo does it better, and I'm not scared of Sheik. Because, again, even if the Sheik is, like, very good at kill confirms and killing, etc., I feel like we just out-damage them and are hitting them, like, at just as much, but a little harder. So that's why I put it here. Wario, I used to think this was, like, even... After watching Bloom and, like, Lima and shit, like, now it's like, okay, yeah, I get it. Like, our hitboxes are just so much better than Wario's. And, like, even if you play with, assuming you get hit by a waft early, one of your stocks, like, you're probably still winning if you're, like, placing a hitbox as well. And, like, Wario has good, like, some good shit, too, but our movement's really good, and our hitboxes are better, and we do more damage on hit. So, yeah. Okay, this next was another matchup that I've historically been bad at, but I like, Bayo players have also historically been really good at this matchup. So even in Smash 4, and in Ultimate, like, all the Bayo players would always be shitting on the Mario players, like, and I'd be like, dude, what am I doing wrong? Now I get it a little more. Dark Horse, I'm a nightmare. Mom fed me Valium like air. Thought that's what they called it, a high chair. Whoa, I got a contact like I wear. Whoa, wait a minute, bitch, let me lie here. 2020 hindsight in my side mirror. Every year you drop the ball like time score. My hair trigger whenever I get an idea is like, fuck, now my okay, I'm stopping. I get it a little more now, because I think the issues I had with Mario were just issues I had versus Mario with every character. I think I was just horrible and disadvantaged, and it just fucking shit on me for it. Still totally inappropriate with an opiate groping it while I'm holding it like a trophy. I'm hoping a little codeine will get me Odeon. This feels like it doesn't even feel similar to Ness. I'm not gonna lie, except for like comboing and how floaty they are. Everything else feels very different. Um, but it's still like they don't hit hard, and you can just disengage and like juggle them, and like you don't edge guard this character as hard, but um. Then I got into a little bit of an argument with her, so I took a little lick of a Klonopin at dinner, then I hit her with a motherfucking Ottoman and bitter, then I shot her in the liver, delivered her to the bottom of the river, but I'm probably gonna jump in the water with her with a bottom of the fucking hell. That verse is like not as hard as the other one, but it was hard to learn for a second, and I still fuck it up sometimes. Lucas, like again, like when Lima was making a matchup chart one day, he's like, yeah, so and if I do get hit by a PK fire, then what? Like I take 11% and we reset, like who cares? And I was like, oh yeah, like he's right. Lucas isn't that threatening, to be honest. Yoshi is like, I believe this could be even in a world where I cared to think about it or play versus higher caliber people of this character. I just don't like have that experience, and like even thinking about it, I'm just like, eh. Because Yoshi, like first of all, at a lower level, Yoshi is just be jumping out of everything. Because like yeah, like you're getting comboed by Bayo, just use your double jump armor. But then very quickly, I just see them double jumping out of shit, and I wait, and then they don't have a jump, and then I combo and kill them. Like that's it. Like and that happens a lot at a lower level. I'd imagine not as much for like actual good people, but like. Yoshi hits hard and is good in the air, but like our hitboxes are better. Like ABK and Witch Twist and even like back air and nair, all like we are very favored in a lot of these aerial situations versus Yoshi. That I'm just very unafraid of trades because they don't even happen as much, and when they do, like it's not even that bad. Because like more often than time, my hitboxes are just gonna beat his if I'm placing them well. So yeah. Yeah, this I don't really. All eyes on me in the center of the ring, just like a circus. When I crack that whip, everybody gonna trip, just like a circus. I was high on Snapchat the other day. That's all that needs to be said about this song. Anyway, Falco and I see and also other Bale players have like struggled with this at some points, and I don't really know what they think about this matchup now, but it might be like closer to even, but I put it here because there's certain things Falco does that are a little linear, whereas in those situations, like Bayo has more options, especially when it comes to recovery or just like DIing certain combos. I feel like Bayo just out edges Falco very slightly in a lot of areas to where it makes me put Falco here. Shit. Oh my god, I have so much. All eyes on me in the center of the ring, just like a... Okay, I don't know really about Corrin like that, but I've watched it a bunch, and like obviously like Lima has played Shattuck like a ton, and like when you play someone that much, like there's a lot more that goes into it than just a matchup. But I'm not going to talk about it because I don't really know what to say, and I don't have anything crazy to say about it, to be honest. Like, I just don't. I'm going to put these two together because, again, they are on the chart, and I don't think they're that different in this matchup anyway. I don't even know which one I think would do better. I had a theory when I was watching Lima play Jazzo, but I forgot it, and now I don't care. I think on hit, like, obviously, but, like... And it's not just like, oh, you can just never get hit, even though you can kind of, like, first of all, you can hard camp them, like, very hard camp them. And you can also just choose to never get hit. And, like, you can position yourself to when you're getting into closer proximity of closer quarters, you can preemptively, like, position yourself to, like, escape in certain ways that are, like, almost guaranteed usually. I don't really know how to elaborate on that in a way that would make sense to someone that doesn't know what I'm talking about, but it's just not as threatening unless you're getting hit. If you're getting hit by these characters, then yeah, you're kind of fucked. But just, it's easier to not get hit than you would think in that matchup. Pichu, light, kind of annoying, but just so light and doesn't have a lot of options in, like, ways where it's like, yeah, we're light too and he's strong, but like if I'm also killing you early, like if I can jab you at 100 110 on the ledge and you die, I'm very not shook of you. at all. And just because I can't like ABKU consistently or whatever is not much. Like I can deal with not doing that, you know. Um, I said, girl, you're troubling, and now I wonder, could you fall for a woman like me? And every time we touch, boy, you make me feel weak. Yeah, I think Duck Hunt is like more ass than other people probably think. But I think this character can have some hands, and I don't think it's free at all. But like, dude, Duck Hunt cannot kill. Like worse than Bayo, and at least in this matchup. And like Duck Hunt is like slow as fuck recovery that you can edge guard. The projectiles are good, but you know, and their landing isn't that good either. I feel like I should put this in an easier tier, but like it doesn't feel that easy, even though I think it is. But so I just put it here. Mega Man, yeah. I mean, like, if this isn't even like for some reason I struggled with this for a while, but I feel like this is one of those matchups where like when you get what's going on, it becomes like infinitely easier almost instantly. To where like if you're kind of stuck in this matchup, when it'll click, like it'll click, you know. Um, I don't think witch timing most of the shit, except for like you know certain moves that don't get used as option, is even worth it. But I think like tilts are just really good, and like just like A buttons in general, just like spam A. Don't use like B buttons as much unless you're ABKing or witch twisting, and like you'll be good. All right, three more in this tier. Piranha Plant. I think this is commonly known among most Bayo players to be a little annoying, because like you know they will kill you. It kills you at 60, and like fucking neutral B, and like a lot of weird things that can like kind of just like will fuck Bayo up in ways that it's like I can't really make as much mistakes as I could versus other characters, but it's still Plant, and like the size and you know the options, it's not overwhelming by any means at all, so it goes here. Then the more bad bitches, then the more merrier. Baddies to my left and to the right, a little scarier. Rude boy, tell me, can you handle all this dairy? A million of getting my Billy on. Greatest of all time, cause I'm a chameleon. I switch it up for every era. I'm really bomb. These bitches really wanna be Nikki. I'm really mom. Yeah, that one's for Aaron. Anyway, oh yeah, we're on to Olimar. I feel like before this was much harder for us, but like okay, obvious, like you know, Duck Hunt ass recovery, shit recovery. Can kind of juggle, like you know there's some counterplay with Whistle, but it's still really kind of easy to juggle this character and combo them. Like for a character this small, you wouldn't think you could combo them as well as I feel like you're able to. And neutral is like kind of rough sometimes, but that's because Olimar just got a good fucking neutral. So and it doesn't even feel like it's oppressive to Bayo anymore. So if your neutral is your best thing and it's not even that oppressive, and we're outclassing you in other areas, then like yeah. This character, I was almost tempted to put in I have no fucking idea, because it feels like Kazuya and Incineroar. But I really do think we win. The edge guarding and, like, the mobility, it's one of those characters. Like, he's just so stupid and ridiculous that I really just don't know for sure, but whatever. We'll put him there. Fuck you and your mom and your sister and your job and that broke ass car and that shit you call art. Fuck you and your friends that I'll never see again. Everybody but your dog, you can all fuck off. Anyway. I think that was it for that tier, yeah. So this next one is called Even or Pretty Damn Close to It. Because I don't, like, it's hard to consider things like you know, even as fuck, even though some are even or pretty damn close to it. But again, here we are. This one is not that long. Again, the tiers are going to get pretty small now, as you would imagine. First we have Pikachu. I don't really know about this enough, because I don't really have like much top level or even close to it Pikachu practice like that. But apparently this matchup, from what I understand from watching and hearing about it, and like, you know, what I've played about it, it's not as bad as we thought, like, in previous eras of playing Bayo. D-E-F-U. It's just not, and like, Pikachu has a lot of really good things, but this just seems like a pretty even matchup. It feels like, even though we struggle to hit this character sometimes, even though like we can't edge guard them, it doesn't feel like we're getting outclassed necessarily in any ways. It feels like what the strengths Pikachu has and the strengths that we have and the weaknesses, if it all just feels pretty even. It feels like it balances out. And like we can kill them early. They can kill us early sometimes, but not usually as early. And it's easy to witch time this character sometimes, and comboing isn't the worst thing. So yeah, PT, I think maybe could be slight win, but I don't know enough about the current like climate of PT in general to put this anywhere but here. A B C D E F U. Actually, I know what playlist I'm gonna put on, even though these headphones are killing my ears. Can't believe it took me this long to put this shit on, but I got some lyrics to say. No, we're not listening to that one. Yeah. Um, Squirtle can just get circle camped, but like obviously when they're using Squirtle, you're not really in a position where you'll need to do that. But Squirtle's hitboxes aren't like the most ridiculous thing, and like getting comboed by Squirtle, it's like whatever. Ivysaur is like pretty easy to deal with if you just know how to play versus Ivysaur in general. And Charizard is scary, but like I don't even feel like you should be in positions often where like you're in the last hit with Charizard, and even if you are, it's just really not as bad as I used to think if you're careful. I think she like doesn't really get run over by any of them, but like since you can switch between them, it feels like more of an even matchup because they all have different options that like are better in certain areas. Again, I would imagine maybe it's a slight Bayo win, but I don't really think it's that crazy to say that like it's close to even. I wouldn't say even, but pretty damn close to it. I will die on this hill, right? I Rob players be thinking like Bayo like plus twos plus threes Rob, and I'm just like, dude, have you like looked at the character you're playing at as like have you? Like, can you really get plus three as Rob? Unless like maybe you're like in the ridiculous like range of playing versus like Game and Watch type characters. Bayo is top tier for sure, but she's not Game and Watch level of like what's going on. It's much different, and I think that everyone knows it. Like Rob's easy to combo. You can witch time like edge guard, blah blah blah, but it doesn't feel like a plus three on the Bayo side. It honestly, I feel like if the Rob is good, like if anything, maybe we win very slightly. But I don't like. I feel like this character is just so strong that I honestly refuse to put it in slight winning. So that's about that. Here are my girlies. My girlies. I think this is even because like turnips are really good versus Bayo, and like if you if you do like a short hop turnip throw, it can like stuff ABK and some other things, and like that's a good option. And like she's floaty and gets comboed, and that's where Peach gets fucked, where like Bayo can like combo and juggle her. But then sometimes Peach can just kind of do her Peach thing where she doesn't get hit, and the combos aren't like if you have good SDI and shit, like it's not as detrimental, but like you still take a ton of damage. But then Peach kills earlier than Bayo, because if you're not dying to the death combos with good DI, Peach is probably just going to kill Bayo slightly earlier than Bayo's going to kill Peach anyway. It feels like they edge each other out slightly in certain ways, kind of like Pikachu, but in completely different ways they have advantages. But it all feels pretty even. So I'm going to put it there. Game and Watch, I would imagine is right here or close to it. Because Game and Watch has a lot, and like it's Game and Watch, but I feel like our disadvantage is pretty good, pretty fucking good as it is. So you don't get blendered as hard, and since Game and Watch is light, and like you're not gonna edge guard this character, but on stage is not that bad. And like the disadvantage is not that bad either in comparison to what like Peach or other characters would have to deal with. So yeah, I don't know. It doesn't seem that bad, but Game Watch is still OD, so we're putting it even. Hold on. I can swallow a bottle of alcohol and I'll feel like Godzilla. Where am I? Oh yeah. Honestly, don't really know where to put this, but I think even is fine for it. again, you will get countered and die off stage at like 50, and that'll be shit. And like it can be kind of hard to hit this character. I'm not gonna lie. This beat is cray cray, H-A, laughing all the way to the bank. Osprey flames, they cannot tame or placate the monster. You get in my way, I'ma feed you to the monster. Anyway, I honestly have thought about this matchup so much, but like I don't know what to say that's like important about it. It's just like if you don't know this matchup, then like you'll probably get fucked by like counter and some other things a lot. But there's a lot of things where it's like a reverse, it's like a defensive checkmate where like you can kind of guarantee your safety in ways that you just won't die to certain Sephiroth things, especially when landing or in neutral, where it's like the range is hard to deal with, but like it's not as lethal until later percents as you might think it is. So screw off like a fifth of vodka when you twist the top of the bottle. I'm a monster. Okay, Pac-Man. I used to think this was like losing, and then at one point I thought it was even, and then for a while I thought it was losing, or I thought it was winning, and then I thought it was losing for a while, and now I just think it's even. Like Pac-Man is OD, but like this character gets juggled so hard by Bayo, and the hydrant is really not a good option as like usually to where like you can get away with just doing defensive aerial shit to land. And like yeah, the item play is hard and Bell is the most fucked thing in the world, but if you just play patient and like camp them when you need to and just juggle them, I feel like it's pretty close to an even of a matchup. Yeah, that's that. Hold on. Okay. This might be a slight loss instead, but I'll put it here for now. This character's hurtbox and like comboing this character is so fucking hard sometimes. And you know, Arsene is scary, everyone knows that. But I figured out ways to play this matchup with Peach that I think Peach wins now, and I think those concepts can be pretty easily applied to Bayo Joker, but in different ways. Trigger hat P-Pack heat, but it's black ink. Evil half of the bad meat. See what that means? I don't. Attracts these people that's not gangsta bitch like Apache with the cat shit jingle last second. You barely got a half-eaten Cheeto. Fill him with the venom and eliminate him. Otherwise, a minimate him on over 100. Like with Peach, and this works. Okay, again, like at my level of play, this works. Versus all like Arsene and non-Arsene Joker, but if you just, I only do it versus Arsene because it changes the pace of like if you're playing versus that the whole time, there's more counterplay and it's not as obvious and whatever. But I just stay grounded with Peach and throw turnips, and I know that sounds so fucking simple, but I just run away and pull a turnip, and then I'm chilling. Joker is not gonna grab you like that. Like, and if he does, and he gets a grab, and he gets one hit off a grab, okay. But, like, and then even if he gets in a range where he's, like, in a threat to grab you, then you just throw the fucking turnip, if he's that close to you. And then if he's not that close to you, you just sit and shield. You're just shielding. What is gonna happen? I'm just not scared in Peach Joker anymore because I'm like, I could just shield, and if they get like too close to me, as long as I have a turnip in hand, it's usually pretty fine. Now obviously we don't have turnips with Bayo, but I've come up with like, and it's not as effective with Bayo obviously, but like you can kind of do that with Witch Twist, where like when Joker is getting close to you in the range where like he might grab you, just Witch Twist usually. You know, obviously there's like a billion things that go into this, like variables, blah, blah, blah. But like it's a very safe thing to just be like, if you're in that threat of getting hit or grabbed, Witch Twist is a very safe option, and you can just disengage if it fails completely, and it's fine. I think Joker is like really fucked though, because like he's still very good, and I'm scared of him despite having a lot of like niche matchup knowledge, but you know. This, I feel like Bayo players probably struggled with for a while, and it still isn't like easy, but it's doable now, and I think it's close to even. I think this is another Witch Twisty ass matchup, you know, where you're just gonna like kind of hope they hit your shield a lot. Edge guarding is like not easy, but you'll edge guard them sometimes, or you'll witch time them or whatever. Um, and like he hits hard, but like and you won't combo him extensively with specials, but like you can kind of get some hits in with aerials that do like around the same amount of damage that he's doing to you. It feels just pretty even in that regard. The last one in this tier is Terry. I don't know. Terry is fucking horror scary, and like I don't want to fucking play this character. Um, and I like again when he has go, it's kind of like geez, But I don't think Terry like wins by any means. I think it's fine. Don't care about Terry. There's actually only 3 characters in this next tier, which is interesting. Um, Either slightly. Did I spell that right? Either slightly hard or can be very hard if you don't know the matchup. And that's just that. Like, that's kind of what it is, right? So the first one in this character is Steve. I think this is a very obvious why this goes in this match or in this tier. Like, Bayo players are pretty confident sometimes in this, and I understand why. But I'm a very much like Steve is broken, Steve Optimus, like Steve dude. So like I don't really think it's even. I'm just don't think that. I think Steve has too many things, and the mobility just isn't as good. Even though like we have it and he doesn't, it just doesn't matter. To where you think that it should. I think we do have a lot of tools to deal with Steve, but I think the margin for error is like more scary than most Bayo players realize. I think the margin for error for like fucking up and dying to Steve shit is kind of like just ridiculous, and we're lucky that we only lose slightly to him, in my opinion. And that's just kind of it. Yeah, you got to be patient, and you got to know when to go in and when to not go in, and when to like you got to do 10D chess like most characters do for Steve, but we actually can deal with it. I'm gonna be honest. So God bless that we don't get fucked by Steve. I don't know. We're not doing that yet. Oh my god. We're like almost done with this shit too. I don't know how long I've been live. Next is Diddy. I think Diddy is like overrated a little bit. But I think Diddy is still like close to top tier, if not top tier. And I think Diddy is still obviously like a very, very, very good character. And I think obviously Diddy wins slightly versus Bayo because you don't combo Diddy. You just don't. And if the DI is good, you're not gonna really combo Diddy like super hard. Edge guarding Diddy is not as realistic as you would hope. And Banana, like having an item like that is very good no matter what. And Diddy just feels more consistent in most areas of gameplay in the matchup, where it's just like when Bayo and Diddy are playing, it feels like Diddy has things that he can kind of just throw out and it's like safe, and if he misses then oh well. And it doesn't feel like Bayo has a lot of those soft checks that she can kind of just throw out something, and if it doesn't work then too bad. It feels like Diddy has more just safe like checks to just throw out, and then we start going in when we get the hit. So I don't really think that it's horrible or like even. I think it's just a slight loss because again we have buttons and it's not the worst, but Diddy is kind of just more consistent in every way in this matchup that it's kind of hard sometimes. And if you don't know how to play, you'll get fucked, just like the other 2 characters in this tier. Now the other one is Young Link because it's just like before I was like, oh, this is horrible, and then I was like, oh, this isn't that bad, and now it's just like, okay, I see it now. Like, it's Young Link doesn't get comboed either, like super hard usually, and edge guarding is fine or whatever, but like it's kind of a struggle to get in. And you can play really patient. Like, Bayo can camp characters. She can fucking do that. But it feels like when you get in after camping a character and when you finally start getting hits, the hits are just not impactful. And if Young Link is just throwing shit from the other side of the stage and then sometimes confirming off of it, it feels like we don't got that. And it feels like we don't have... We're not keeping up with that level of, like, safe options. And that's why I put that here. And if you don't know what you're doing, you probably will just lose. I don't really care for this matchup nowadays because of all that. It just feels like too much work for like such little reward, even though it's not that bad. And I don't like that at all. Okay, 2 more tiers. Okay, so this next one is called... Oh, wow, I miscounted? Okay. This one is called, did I capitalize? Yeah, def unfavorable in my opinion. Aegis, you know, like I don't know, like it's just like I talked about this earlier on stream too. It's just like if your edge guarding is really good, you can probably make something work. But like, there's a lot of areas that we get outclassed, and it's hard to land. You get juggled. You don't combo Mithra like that. You don't have to be Pyra, and even then, sometimes Pyra is pretty scary. It just doesn't feel good, and it feels like unless you're edge guarding them, they are just favored in a lot of ways. That is just a struggle to me, at least. Like, I don't like playing versus Aegis with Bayo. And, like, it's, like, sometimes I'm like, okay, well, the only thing that I can do that's safe is, like, tilts and witch twist and just keep witch twisting and shit. But, that'll only work for so long. So, This one, I don't get how people think, like, Cloud is, like, not, like, really, really fucking good. I don't get it at all. I'm not gonna lie. Cloud is very like again, like the strengths we have of like edge guarding and like combos, blah blah blah. They're not as strong in this matchup. Um, and Cloud just has he has got an actual fucking sword, and it's kind of hard. And like I don't think this matchup is good at all. I think it could go in the tier above with Steve, Diddy, and Yink, but I think it's more likely to be here. If a man talks shit, then I owe him nothing. I don't regret it one bit, because he had it coming. Anyway, it just feels hard, and it feels like Cloud hitting you, like with like one or two just like back airs or whatever, hurts way more than hitting Cloud with like a combo with like Bayo for some reason. It feels like that. I don't know if that's necessarily true, but it feels like Cloud hitting you, like you're kind of just more fucked in the short and long run than that. Killing Cloud when like Cloud can kind of just throw out back airs, it's like way scarier, and you have to just play so like intricately when he just doesn't, and I think that just makes it pretty unfavorable. So next is Fox. I think okay, first of all, this has like pretty historically been kind of bad for Bayo in this game, because like again, because of how fast volley he is, like you can't combo him like that. You just can't. And heel slide just don't even be working, even if you get a hit because of the stats. The edge guarding is alright, obviously. Like it's okay. But then like Fox can apply like really interesting pressure on Bayo's shield, on Bayo in general. And like the options that we have where it's like defensive or options, defensive or offensive counterplay to these options, if they work, they're just not as strong as if the Fox lands them. It really feels like Fox just like, if he's putting pressure on you with falling nairs at 80 or whatever, and you might die, it's like, okay, like, I might die, and, like, if I outplay or outspace him here, then I get one witch twist or something, and then I don't even get to combo off of it. It feels very, like, it feels very, like, a fucking struggle. So, again, no real combos, and the edge guarding is and it just is scary. And Fox is fast anyway, so he can kind of apply that pressure throughout the entire match, and it's just pretty good, like consistently. Okay, now I have Shulk. Honestly, for a while, I don't know what I think of this matchup, like specifically, but I think it's horrible regardless. Like, shield art in itself, edge guarding is not that easy. There's just certain arts where it's, especially when you consider Bayo doesn't snap to ledge, and there's smash art and smash art in general on the ledge, and just like shield art fucking with my shit so often. Even in like, I don't know if they do this nowadays, but in Smash 4, Shulk players would go into shield at like 10% versus Bayo just to like not get comboed. There's a lot of stuff that Monatos can do to just like really just like hard counterplay certain Bayo things at different percentages. And now that the Monatos are on crack, it's like, oh wow, if I like get a lead against Shulk, like that lead might just go instantly. Like he might just fucking kill me at 70 and then it's even again. Like it just feels like a very uphill battle the whole time to me. So I don't like it. Last tier is just called I say don't bother. At the end of the day, if you have options and you're not a solo Bayo player, I wouldn't do it. I just wouldn't. Snake first, everyone knows. Like on paper, it's like the worst thing ever, and some Bayo players like to imagine that this matchup isn't as bad, and I kind of like have heard why and like kind of understand why, but the on paper reasons just feel are just like so true, and I feel like the counterplay that we have is just not as strong as we think it is. We die like 80% earlier than they die, you know. And then the grenades will fuck shit up all the time. It's hard to get in. You know, the tilts are OD versus Bayo. You can combo sometimes, but sometimes comboing just doesn't work because, like, even though he's tall, he's like kind of skinny. Even though his weight and height are like good for comboing, and then like sometimes, like if like when you have Snake off stage, there are like good situations to edgeguard him, but sometimes there just aren't, and you kind of just have to opt for the ledge trap, which is frustrating because it feels like that's the part of the match where it's like, okay, this is my chance, and sometimes you don't even have that chance. And then neutral just feels so hard. It feels like you can't juggle him. Like you can juggle him with A buttons, but you can't really juggle him with like Witch Twist or ABK as much, or you have to be super fucking precise to hit that and juggle him, and then he's just gonna kill you earlier anyway, and he hits harder. It's just a mess, so I don't like it. And then Sonic, again, I don't have much like top level like experience at all. Before I didn't think this matchup was as bad as I do now, but after watching Lima versus Sonic so many times, I absolutely understand the fucking issue here. Not only is it just hard to hit Sonic players that are being defensive and are good at like not getting hit, but then it's like when you have a lead, the Sonic can keep applying safe pressure to bring back the game, but if the Sonic has the lead, like I have seen Lima just jump off the stage versus Sonic players, and not out of like rage, but like there are certain points where I've seen Lima play versus Sonic players, and like even when he's only down like 3-2 stocks or 2-1, he will just deem the match unwinnable at that point and would rather save that energy for like another game. Is what I would imagine is going on. Because like the comebacks are so uphill, and they usually won't even happen. Like if the Sonic is okay to combo, but if the Sonic's DI is good, you're not gonna really be comboing them to where like you're out damaging them, because like they're getting massive damage on hit with their spin dash and shit, and they're faster than you. Their recovery is like not bad at all, and then like you know they're just tricky in the movement. Like they have like a similar level of mobility, but like way better speed, and like the damage output is better, and the strengths are just much better than our strengths. And it's just kind of a mess. The higher level that the higher level of play, it gets more and more of a mess for the Bayo players. What I feel like. And that's kind of that. I think like the only other things that like, let me see. Hold on 1 second. Bang bang. Hold on. Where the fuck did I put it? It's not all the way down here, is it? Dude, I know what I'm looking for, but... Oh, here it is. That's it. It's Bayo bitch if you're still in doubt. You know, not much else to really say there. A lover on the large. You're gonna wish you never harmed me. 'Cause I've gotten tired of the games that you play. When you tell me you love me, then you throw me away. So cry me a river till you drown in the lake. 'Cause you may think you're winning, but checkmate. And you did some damage, so I'm making you pay. And no one's ever gonna love you anyways. 'Cause you're just a narcissist that's totally fake. Yeah, you may think you're winning this heartbreak, but you aren't gonna win it, 'cause checkmate, bitch. Lovely.